playful teasing. Flirting without teasing is like coffee without caffeine. Technically there, but missing the spark. Playful teasing is how you create that spark. It's the art of gently pushing someone's buttons just enough to make them smile, not flinch. It says, I'm comfortable with you, and more importantly, you can be comfortable with me. It's not about insults or sarcasm, it's about contrast. You're giving attention while pretending not to. Oh, so you're one of those people who still alphabetizes their playlists? You say you're shy, but I don't buy it. You've got that mischievous look. That's teasing done right. Light, playful, delivered with warmth. When done well, it builds chemistry, that little back-and-forth rhythm where attraction hides behind laughter. It turns conversation into a game where both players win, but cross the line into mockery, and it dies instantly. Teasing should make them feel seen, not defensive. Think of it as verbal touch, testing comfort, building trust, creating tension. Do it with a smile. Read the room. Know when to stop.
Subtle compliments that feel earned.
Flirting isn't about dumping a bucket of flattery on someone. It's about precision. And subtle compliments are surgical strikes. You're not saying, you're so hot. You're saying, you've got that kind of energy that makes people want to listen. See the difference? One's noise, the other's signal. Subtle compliments are powerful because they sound observant, not thirsty. You're not complimenting the obvious. You're noticing what most people miss. That's what makes it feel personal. Think of it like this. Instead of, you look nice, say, that color suits your vibe. Instead of, you're funny, say, you have timing, like actual comedic timing. Instead of, you're beautiful, say, you've got this calm kind of confidence. It's rare. It's not about sugarcoating. It's about seeing. People don't crave praise. They crave to be understood. And subtle compliments do exactly that. They sneak past the ego and go straight to the self-esteem. They make someone think, wait, how did you notice that? That's the moment you stop being just another person in the room and start being the one who actually sees them. Touch, the unspoken test. Flirting lives in the space between words. And touch is where everything you've said either clicks or crashes. Touch isn't about being bold. It's about being in tune. It's the quietest way of saying, I'm comfortable with you. Are you comfortable with me? Without ever asking it out loud. Here's the thing most people miss. It's not the touch itself that matters. It's the reaction. A light brush on the arm, a playful nudge, a high five that lingers half a second too long. These are micro-tests. They reveal comfort, connection, and tension faster than words ever can. When someone welcomes your touch, leans in, smiles, or subtly mirrors it, that's your green light. When they stiffen, lean away, or glance down, that's your cue to dial it back, instantly. Touch done right feels natural, never forced. It's not about escalation, it's about syncing energy. Because flirting isn't a performance, it's a dance. And touch? That's the moment you find out whether you're dancing to the same rhythm or to two completely different songs. Voice and tone. Words matter, but how you say them? That's the part that actually gets remembered. Your voice is the emotion behind the message, the music under the dialogue. It's what makes a simple, hey, sound like, I like you, or I couldn't care less. In flirting, tone is everything. It's rhythm, warmth, confidence. The difference between connection and confusion. A few truths about tone. Lower equals calmer equals more confident. A relaxed tone signals ease. It makes the other person feel safe and drawn in, like you're in control of the moment. Speed kills connection. Speak slower, not because you're trying to be seductive, but because you're unhurried. Rushed words scream nerves. Calm pacing whispers certainty. Play with contrast. Let your tone rise when you're teasing, fall when you're sincere. It's emotional range that makes your voice magnetic, not perfection. Laughter is currency. The way you laugh, and make them laugh, carries more charm than any line ever could. Think of your voice as a mood-setting instrument, the soundtrack of attraction. You don't need to sound perfect. You just need to sound present. Challenge, not chase. Flirting isn't about chasing someone down. It's about pulling them in. A chase says, I need your validation. A challenge says, you'll have to earn mine too. That's the quiet difference between desperation and magnetism. When you chase, you're putting them on a pedestal, reacting to every text, over-explaining, trying too hard to prove you're worth it. You turn flirting into a job interview. But when you challenge, you stay playful, unpredictable, a little mysterious. You're not rude, you're just not available on demand. Here's what challenge looks like in action. You tease them, but also take it when they tease back. You're confident enough to disagree. Not everything has to be me too. You don't fill every silence. You let tension breathe. You make them wonder a little. That's what builds spark. Not relentless pursuit, but mutual pursuit. Because the truth is, attraction dies when things are too easy. People don't crave comfort, they crave curiosity. So stop running after them. Stand still, smile. Let them take a step toward you.
Shared humor.
You can fake confidence. You can fake interest, but you can't fake laughter. Shared humor is the invisible spark that turns "we're talking" into "we get each other." It's not about being a stand-up comic. It's about being on the same wavelength. When you both laugh at the same thing, not just at each other's jokes, but genuinely with each other, something clicks. It's the brain's way of saying, this person gets my world. Here's the secret. Humor isn't just entertainment. It's a trust signal. When someone laughs with you, they're dropping their guard. For a few seconds, the mask comes off, and that's where connection lives. If your humor lands and they light up, green light. If it falls flat and they fake a smile, don't double down. It's not rejection, it's mismatch. Chemistry isn't built, it's discovered.
Body language sync. Before words build attraction, bodies do. And long before anyone admits interest, the body already has. Body language sync, or mirroring, is that subtle dance your subconscious does when it feels safe, seen, or drawn to someone. It's not mimicry, it's rhythm. You lean in, they lean in. You cross your legs, they follow a beat later. You laugh, they mirror your smile without even realizing it. That's not coincidence, that's chemistry. It's your nervous systems quietly syncing, whispering, we're on the same frequency. When it happens naturally, it's one of the strongest nonverbal signs of connection. The brain interprets it as trust, comfort, and mutual attraction, but you can't force it. Trying to consciously mirror someone feels robotic and creepy. Real syncing happens when your focus shifts from how do I look to how do they feel.
Mystery and restraint. Flirting isn't about giving everything. It's about leaving something unsaid. Mystery is magnetism. It's the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't rush to fill silence, who doesn't explain every thought, who lets curiosity do the heavy lifting. See, attraction thrives in the gap, the space between what's revealed and what's withheld. Because when you're an open book, there's nothing left to read. But when you turn just enough pages to intrigue, people start leaning in. Restraint is the companion to mystery. It's not texting the moment you want to. It's knowing when to pull back, when to pause, when to let the other person wonder what's going on in their head. That pause, that gap, builds tension, and tension, when handled with confidence, becomes chemistry. The truth is, mystery doesn't come from trying to look mysterious. It comes from being fulfilled on your own. When you're not desperate to be understood, you become interesting. When you're not begging for attention, you command it. Because people don't chase what's obvious. They chase what feels just out of reach. The person who gives them a glimpse then leaves them thinking about the rest all night.
Leaving on a high note.
How you leave them feeling matters a lot. That's the secret most people miss. They keep pushing the interaction until the energy dies. But the best flirts? They exit while the vibe is still rising. You don't need to end strong. You just need to leave a little unfinished tension. That moment where they think, wait, that was actually fun, I wasn't done yet. That's what sticks. It's basic psychology. The brain remembers the peak and the end of an experience more than anything in between. So if you end on a high, a laugh, a tease, a shared smile, that's what loops in their head later. You become the highlight reel, not the full movie. Leaving on a high note says, I had a great time, but I've got a life to get back to. It shows confidence, boundaries, and control. You're not clinging for more time. You're creating demand by showing that yours is valuable. So next time, instead of dragging the conversation to its death, leave while it's still glowing.
Confidence through presence. Confidence isn't loud. It's not chest thumping or over-explaining.
It's the quiet, magnetic energy that says, I belong here. I'm comfortable, and you want to notice me. This is presence, the kind that makes someone lean in without you ever leaning on them. It's the posture, the pace, the way you occupy space like it's yours by right. Not arrogance, but ease. When you practice confidence through presence, you maintain calm eye contact instead of darting around like a nervous squirrel. You don't rush words or gestures. Your timing is intentional. You let the other person reveal themselves because you're not desperate to fill silence. Presence is like a gravitational field. It pulls attention without force. It invites curiosity without demand. And it makes even the simplest smile or comment irresistibly impactful. Flirting through presence is subtle, but it's devastatingly effective. People notice it first, words second, and intentions last. Intent without pressure. Flirting is a tightrope walk. Lean too far and you look desperate. Lean too little and they wonder if you even care. That's why intent without pressure is the secret weapon. It's about making your interest clear without turning the interaction into a negotiation. You don't need to declare, "I like you," every 2 minutes. You just need to show it in subtle ways. Eye contact that lingers just slightly longer than normal. Smiles that feel personal, not rehearsed. Small gestures, a touch on the shoulder, leaning in to listen, remembering a detail from earlier. The key? It's confidence wrapped in space. You're saying, "I see you, I like you, and I'm curious about more, if you want to let me in." Not, "Reply immediately, accept my invitation, validate me." Intent without pressure signals emotional intelligence. It lets them lean in on their own terms. And nothing in flirting is sexier than giving someone the freedom to respond to your interest. Curiosity is greater than questions. Questions are what you say to fill silence. Curiosity is what you feel when silence doesn't bother you, because you actually want to know more. Most people think flirting means asking, "So, what do you do?" or "Where are you from?" But that's just social autopilot. Real connection starts when your questions come with intention, not obligation. Curiosity sounds like, "How did you get into that?" Wait, so you actually enjoy that kind of chaos? What made you pick that instead of the easy route? It's not interrogation, it's exploration. When you're curious, your tone changes. Your eyes stay longer. Your body leans in. You're not collecting answers. You're chasing the story behind them. Flirting thrives on that energy, the feeling of being seen, not scanned. Because people don't fall for those who ask a lot of questions. They fall for those who make them feel fascinating while answering them. Curiosity doesn't say, "Tell me about you." It says, "You just became the most interesting thing in the room." And that's the difference between conversation and chemistry.